Hey fam, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nwabisa, and welcome to episode 3 of Young and Purposed. So I am in my amazing sister's home. As you guys know, I have been visiting the homes of my guests to speak about purpose. And if you guys remember, on the intro of Young and Purpose, I said I would bring you somebody that is not new on these screens, and technology happened, but Jesus said yes, and nobody can say no.
Nobody can say no.
Family, please help me welcome Lerato. She is a good friend and sister to me, and I will be talking to her about purpose. So welcome.
Thank you.
I don't know why she's acting shy. She is not okay. You guys will see throughout it. It's bound to come out. Before we get into it, I just want to introduce Lerato. She is an upcoming and rising trailblazer in the industry of just film, and she got her first gig on Gomorrah as Tiamo. I hope you guys will watch it. But also she is uprising in behind the scenes, right, of it all, and she is going to be the best female producer, director, all of it, okay?
Amen.
And I'm so happy to talk to her about purpose today. And she's a student at AFDA. So she's going to be speaking to you, who's a student, pushing purpose, trying to pushing passion, and how that is going. So let's get right into today's episode. Okay. So guys, you know how we do here. We get right into it, Lerato.
Yeah.
But first question, let's get right into it.
Okay.
What is your purpose?
Oh my gosh.
What has been like your internal battle trying to find it? What did you go through? What is your purpose? How did you get here to the answer that you're gonna give us?
Is this like one?
It's
question?
2 questions, but please kill two birds with one stone.
Okay. So hey everyone, I hope this blesses you. Yeah. Yo, it's so tricky because this. Oh my gosh, again.
You see, I told you.
but my purpose, right? So, growing up, I've always had this, like, I don't know if you've ever had this thing as a child where there are certain things that you do out of habit, or there are certain things you do just out of interest or whatever, like you don't go out intentionally doing those things. So I always had this thing when I was a kid where I would imagine stories, like I would think of stories. Maybe I'd hear a song and I'd think of a story, or I'd see a picture and I'd think of a story. I remember there was this one picture in the passage at home, and I would always look at it and imagine what is happening in that picture, what is happening in that world. So I think from a young age, I've always been in love with storytelling.
Okay.
Like it's always been a thing of mine, but I didn't know exactly how that was gonna look. So in high school, I got a camera from my parents. I started taking pictures, and I was like, I'm gonna tell stories through my pictures. I'm gonna tell stories through my images.
Yes.
Did that. Eventually, you guys, it's so technical. That thing is so technical.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And I don't know. I don't want to say the interest died out a bit.
Okay.
But I still take pictures. I think when you take pictures because you have to, it just sort of like kills something.
True.
But now I take pictures because I want to.
Okay.
So and then taking pictures. Went to varsity.
What did you study?
Financial sciences. Almost even forgot. I studied financial sciences at the University of Pretoria.
What made you get there? Here you are. You love storytelling. You know deep down inside it that's your purpose.
Yeah.
But then
parents.
Finance.
And
let's talk about parents, guys. That's another topic.
And being raised by academics, and I wanted to take a year off, and I had a conversation with them about it.
Yeah.
And I had a sponsor. I was gonna find myself.
Yes.
I was gonna be a camp counselor, and then after a year, be like, okay, this is what I want to do. Okay. But I was offered a bursary.
Okay.
And then so my parents are like, bro, we're not gonna pay for you to not get
in education.
And then there's people who are willing to pay for you to get an education, so willing to study. I don't regret it.
Okay.
It sucked at the time and it was very difficult.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, but I think the emotional and spiritual growth and mental growth that came from it, just like I know I have an upper hand now because I went through varsity.
So good.
And I went through a whole degree. That was mad taxing.
Basically, sometimes you get into something and it's not your passion.
Yeah.
And it's hard during the time, right? You're like, I don't want to do this. But Nerato's basically saying she learned a lot from it.
Yeah. You learn a lot, and it's like it's mostly in retrospect.
Yeah.
When it's happening in the moment, you just want to be out. Like you don't want to be there. You still go through the emotional breakdowns and whatever. Like especially like you're saying, like when you know what it is. That's when it really sucks because that's what happened in third year. So first year, second year was hard because I knew I didn't wanna study finance and it was hard and I wasn't passionate, but I was good at numbers. So so then third year came and it's like film production, TV production, film production, film and TV. Yes, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is what I want to do, but I can't because I'm here. And then there was also after I studied, I had to go work back the time
from the bursary
and the money that was spent on me. That
was
sucked.
rough. I remember talking to you that year. She was not having it. Okay, so you would say right now that your purpose is film and television.
I don't want to say that that's my purpose. I feel like it's a vehicle to move my purpose forward. I don't want to, identify with it. I don't want to say that this is me, this is my identity, this is my calling or whatever, but I feel like my career is a vehicle to move forward what I've been created to do.
What have you been created to do?
I don't know. That's fine. I don't know, and I'm okay with not knowing fully. Like there are hints and there are indications here and there, and those are the hints. And when you get those hints and those indications, you hold on to that and you run with it. True. And so at this point, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to tell stories. But there are moments where you have to learn to help other people tell their stories. Sure. When you think that, oh no, I'm the one that's supposed to write and do all of these things. And it's like, no, sometimes you just have to be a part of telling that story, So as for what my purpose is, as for what my purpose is exactly, I can't say, to be very honest. I can't say, but at this point in time, I just know for a fact that it has to do with people, definitely people, because people are stories and stories are people. So that's all I know for a fact right now.
I can identify with that because I can't say, if somebody asks me about my career, is this your purpose, doing this particular thing? I'm like, no. All I know is that whatever God uses as a vehicle, like you said, film and television can be a vehicle, but whatever God uses as a vehicle to help people, because I love to help people become who God has called them to become. Like, if you don't know who you are, I want to be the person to show you who you are. But how God is going to do it, whether I'm sitting in front of you like this, in front of you guys on YouTube, or I don't know, I'm at the grocery store. So you can't put like your finger on it, like
or even boxes.
This is
and be like, I'm only gonna help people in this way, context or in this capacity.
Okay, tell me about the time, right? The fears that existed in moving from finance to working to film and pursuing your purpose. What went through your mind? Like, I know, for instance, I've grappled with, I always say a Moses, because Moses, God called Moses like, no, I stutter. You don't want me. I can't take people out of, no, choose somebody else. And God was like, I want you. So, and I always describe myself as Moses because I'm just like, yikes me. No. But what did you go through? Transitioning from being a kid, loving storytelling, then studying finance. Then what were the fears? What were the lessons, Lerato? Like, what did you go through to somebody who's in the middle of something that is like, I don't want to do this, and I know what I want to do.
I think dealing with disappointment.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because it's crazy when you look back now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like 2 years ago we would be like, yeah, it was this and this and this and this. But because you've learned from it and you've grown from it and you've healed from it, you know, it's difficult to call it, to think of it as something that was so terrible that happened to you. But I think it was that. It was dealing with the fact that things aren't gonna go a certain way for you. Seeing the people around you falling into what looks like they're like what they were intentionally going into. Like if you studied fashion and you were a fashion designer, you know, and just thinking about, oh my gosh, so much time has been wasted. You know, like I'm gonna be in school, because at the time I was thinking that I'm gonna study for 3 years, and I'm like, I'm gonna be done studying when I'm 26, and I'm gonna start working when I'm 27.
Like, so people are ahead.
People are ahead. People are married. People are having kids by then, and I'm like starting a job. And, you know, it was that. It was definitely imposter syndrome that you touched on now. And I feel like that's like an ongoing thing. That's still something that I struggle with, and that people struggle with in general. That you have to really push through every day. It was that. I think it was also like there was so much unlearning that happened, and I wasn't aware of it because I had this idea of the kind of person that I am, so hardworking, dedicated, whatever. And then I got into a space where I don't want to be there, and everything was so redundant and the same, and I was bored and I was sleeping at work, and I was like, this is not me though. And you also had to learn to give yourself, like what I had to learn to give myself grace a lot. Like I had to be like, dude, it's okay, like it's fine. You can't always be that girl, one, and two, it's okay for things to not go according to plan or according to your own plans. So that was rough, but then as soon as I understood why I had to go back home and why I had to study, it made it better. Like I was serving at youth. I was like, you discover other things about you. You know, you get those signs, those signals, those flags to show you, oh, maybe that's what it is, maybe that's what it is, maybe that's what it is. Yes, I really want to go into film and television, but there are other parts of me and other parts of my purpose and my calling that I need to be aware of, or I need to take hold of. So the struggles was just that, man, comparing myself to other people, comparing my journey to other people's journeys, not feeling good enough, not feeling smart enough, feeling like, I'm just that girl who goes to work and just sleeps and does nothing.
Just sleeps.
You know, and so those were the struggles. Also feeling like it but just might not happen. Maybe that's it for you. Maybe you should just stay here. And not go for it.
And I just want to say to you, I hope you listen to that and you're probably thinking, what? Lerato? And she felt this way, but we are young. And Natasha said something last week, and she said, deadlines were given to us by ourselves. You know, God didn't say by 24 Lerato's going to do this. God gave us a life. God said this is your purpose and this is how you're going to do it, you know. And at your point, like you said, you thought you lost time. You know, those are 4 years, Lerato. 3 years degree, 1 year working at, was it 1 year?
No, 2 years.
It was 2 years working at the place where you were working. Those are 5 years of you not doing what you're passionate about, you know, and that can put you in a slump. But you said you learned so much when you look back, you know, at all that God had done and working at youth and stuff like that. So as we
even I'm so sorry to cut you off. And even just the jumping, the process of just jumping, the process of, because there was so much uncertainty. There was like, you know, when you're like, okay guys, so when does my contract end? We don't know, maybe you might be here for another 4 years. And I was like,
nah.
I'm not gonna be here for 4 years. I'm not gonna be here. It's crazy. So just also jumping and learning that you can, that you're strong enough to make a decision like that, and that you are, and that you can trust God.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
You can trust God if you know, like Lerato knew what she had to do. You know, you can take the step. Like you can jump, and I know sometimes circumstances are different. Mine, just to be plain blank, I have to have an income. Do you know what I mean? I have to have an income. But
yeah, of course, don't like make
do
weird
reckless decisions
unless God is like now.
But don't look at your situation. God has given us wisdom and a mind to think
Yeah,
of how
yes.
we can jump, how can we
Yes.
draw ourselves closer to our purposes and who God has called us to become.
Yeah.
In closing, Lerato, I don't know if you've spoken to somebody, but tell somebody who's in your shoes back then. Now you're not working there anymore. Now you're done with your finance degree. But somebody is working somewhere they don't want to work.
Yeah.
And they know where they have to be. Lessons. What do they have to do in that season that they find themselves in right now? Where God is like, I still want you here. Finish this and then go there.
I think the biggest thing is be present.
Okay.
It would suck for you to go
Sure.
through so
So
much
good. Yeah.
for you to get nothing out of it.
Sure.
Like whatever
That's
you're
so
supposed
good.
to get from that season, make sure you get it.
Sure.
Because only looking back, you're like, actually, I needed to get this and this and this and this. I needed to go through this and this and this.
That's
and
good
this
for
and
me
this
as well right now.
Yeah.
I'm like learning,
Yeah, so be present, like be
Yeah.
there, and it hurts, and you constantly take yourself to where you want to be.
I know, yeah.
But you can only get to where you want to be by being here first.
True. And learning and overcoming.
You know, and
Sure.
then secondly, like you really need to, and sounds like a very cliche Christian answer, but
Yeah.
like you need to commune with God. Like I don't mean just like, oh Father God, yes, you know,
Amen.
and just pray for the sake of praying or whatever, but like have a relationship with God, commune with Him, communicate.
Because
with
He will
Him.
tell you.
He will tell you, even when you're frustrated. He's just like, this isn't fun, bruh. Like,
Yeah.
why would you tell me what you want me to do and then keep me here?
Yes.
And then what? Like, speak to Him about your pain, because also what God
So good.
does is you like your pain is put in context,
Sure.
and that changes. Like, it changes.
So your pain is put in
put in
context
context,
because you
yeah.
don't know the context of your pain.
Yeah. So
Sure.
so you get a bit of understanding, and you get
Yeah.
a bit of peace from that, and you're able to be present, and you're not, and pain isn't all you see, and
Sure.
the negativity or whatever. Oh my gosh, they're there and I'm here. That's not all you see. Like you begin to understand why your journey is going a certain way. You
Sure,
know,
that's
you won't
so
understand
good.
everything,
Yeah.
but also number 3, you need to trust.
Oh,
That's
sure.
it. Like you just
Yeah.
need to trust, and trusting involves the things that you don't know and the things that you don't understand. You let go of them and you trust God. So yeah,
Those are good, guys. I'm gonna repeat them because I need them to sink it for myself. But be present, because
Yeah.
your mind. This is so true. Your mind will take you where you want to be. Imagination will make you. It will go there and you miss the day. 8 hours gone, you didn't learn a thing. 3 months gone, you know, you didn't learn a
And-
single thing
yeah.
because you were so frustrated that you weren't there in your season. And thirdly,
and another
okay.
point, and I'm not saying don't have a vision.
Yes,
I'm not
yes,
saying
yes,
don't
yes.
plan.
Yes.
I'm not saying don't dream,
You
because
definitely
those are
don't say
all
that.
because those
Yeah.
are all very important.
Yeah.
But don't build a mansion there. Like don't like stay there to the
Yes.
point where you miss, or don't be consumed by it to the point where you miss what
Today.
you are supposed to take with you to go there.
Ooh, that's good. 3 lessons: be present, commune with God, and trust Him.
Yeah.
That's dope. I don't know about you, but
Drops mic, walks away.
I learned so much. Oh my God.
I'm glad.
I learned, and thank you so much. I hope that you guys were blessed at home. And I know it was supposed to be 4 episodes. I'll speak to you guys about that in the next episode. But this is our last episode with a guest on, and I think I ended with the band. What do you guys think?
Well, I hope so.
Let me know in the comment section.
I hope so.
But yeah, thank you so much for having.
Thanks for having you. Thank you
Thank
for having me.
Thank you for coming onto my channel, and I know young people have learned, and those 3 lessons will bless them and everything that you said. And guys,
I hope so. I really hope so.
Yes.
You took at least one thing.
one thing from all the episodes. If you haven't, if this is the first time you're watching, go back and watch Natasha and Kopano's episode, because they will all teach you something unique. And yeah, I hope you guys are blessed. Let me know in the comment section below if you are a step closer to finding out who God has called you to become. Let me know how this blessed you and how this helped you. Just testify of the goodness of God. So until next time.
Until next time, y'all.
Be blessed. Comment, like, subscribe. I always forget to say that.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Tell a friend, share the links. And
till next time. Bye.